Okay, hi everybody, welcome to today's stream here on Trading Setup channel. My name is Nico and we're going to be doing some trading today. So, excuse me, the last couple of videos we covered a few indicators and a few drawing tools. We looked at moving averages, we looked at the stochastic, we looked at the RSI, we looked at the ADX, we also looked at support and resistance levels, how to draw them properly, and we looked at channels, which is basically the same as support and resistance. So for today's stream, we're going to combine all of those. I'm going to show you guys, we're going to look at some charts, we're going to look at those indicators specifically, and we're just going to be trading. And if you guys have any questions during the course of the stream, please feel free to ask. The chat is open, I can see the questions. So if you have any questions, ask them. We can get them answered in real time today, so you don't need to sit on that and not maybe if maybe I explained something not properly and something is unclear. Please feel free to ask and let's get that questions answered instead of just sitting on it. Okay, so without any further ado, let's head over to our platform and see if we can book some trades today. Okay, so on our chart, you guys will see we have three moving averages. These moving averages are the 50 moving average. All of them are simple moving averages. We've got the 50, which is the green one. We've got the red one, which is a 100 moving average. And then we have the blue one, which is a 200 moving average. We've got our stochastic oscillator, RSI and ADX. All of these are set to default values. You will see that these are set to 14 periods as well. Default values, and no changes made whatsoever to the indicator settings. I did make some visual changes to the RSI. If you watch the RSI movie video, you will understand why why my RSI looks like it does. And then we did some aesthetic, some color changes to the ADX as well. I like to have my DI plus green and my DI minus red. My ADX itself is yellow. I do apologize. I do have a raspy throat today. My voice isn't, or my throat isn't, whatever. Let's get to trading. Okay, so we're going to flip through some assets. We're going to look at 1 minute and 5 minute time frames, and we're going to see if we can pick up some trades. By the looks of it, it looks like we're forming a bit of a channel here. Let's see if we if it is the case. Where are we? Just see if we got that point there. Kind of makes sense. No. So this is not a very neat channel, but we do have the bounce here on the moving average, and at the same time our RSI is bouncing. We've got 10 minutes left on this. I'm just going to go with the 2-minute buy on the close of this candle. This is from the previous trading session. Let's drop that a little bit. So I'm just going to check. Now I'm going to go with the 2-minute buy. We can see that the RSI did do a little bounce. This little pullback at the end did mess with me a little bit. But on the plus side, it does look like we have some hidden bullish divergence as well, although the timing on this might not have been that great. One of the things we discussed in the previous videos as well would have been was divergence, and we can have a look at that here. Now this pullback right on the close of this candle did mess with the indicator, with the settings, with my setup a little bit, but we have some bullish divergence. We can see that this low is higher than that low, but my low on my stochastic is lower. This pullback right here pulled this RSI back just below the 50 line, which kind of is not ideal. So rough start there, but it's fine. We'll get a bunch of other trades in as well. We do have some decent support here though. It's looking good. Price has been respecting the moving averages. Maybe a 3-minute buy would have worked here. Let's see. We do have some time left, and it does look like it's wanting to push upwards. This is in fact a beautiful example of why we always say wait for confirmation. I did jump the gun a little bit there, and it's biting me at the moment. We're going to lose this one definitely. Not a big deal. That's part of trading. We always lose trades. There's no 100% strategy. I've said this so many times. It's still people are chasing that super 100% winning strategy, which doesn't exist. Okay, so what went wrong here is when this candle closed, right on the close of this candle, it pulled back quite a bit. By the time I took my position, this RSI was still above the 50 line, but in that last second, the candle just dropped quite a bit. We can see here that if I did take a 3-minute trade, that would have been the way to go. The price is pushing upwards. In fact, I am going to go for another buy here as soon as this candle closes. The reason why is very simple. We've got the RSI coming through. There we go. We've got the RSI coming through, and we also have the crossover on the bullish, hidden bullish divergence on the stochastic. So we've got a higher low here and a lower low on the stochastic, and we'll just ride it out. I'm gonna let's remove these quick. I'm gonna add this to the hotbar there, and we're gonna jump to one or two other assets and see what's going on. I'm not going to be super happy if I lose the second one as well, but it happens. Let's see if we can find a trending asset. So we've got price pushing through the 200 moving average here. So even though it does look like it's going to be forming some divergence on the stochastic and the RSI, I'm not going to go into a buy here because we are just below the moving average, which acts as a dynamic support and resistance area. So right now we've broken through support, and another reason why I will not consider taking a buy trade here is because the the ADX is very strongly coming upwards, which means we are gaining speed, or the downwards move is gaining strength. It looks like I am going to be losing the second one as well. But it's okay. We did have a great day on the Telegram group. We won most of our trades. We had a fairly decent day with the signals on the Telegram group. So if you're watching this and you're not yet in the Telegram group, join. It's free. There's no fees. It doesn't cost you anything. Everything is completely free. So come join us. Trade with us. We do 3 trading sessions a day. And where I do signals live, and yeah, if you're not there yet, come join us. You do not, you've got nothing to lose. It's 100% free. Come check it out at least. So we have, it looks like this is moving in a, yeah, deleted the wrong one. Looks like we're moving in a downwards channel here. Kind of. We are seeing this crossover as well of the moving averages. Let's see if we can see something on 1 minute. This looks like it's going to be a sell though, right? We have the rejection of the RSI there on the 50 line. It's turning back downwards. Price did push upwards towards the moving averages, kind of rejected. I am very tempted to take a sell trade here. And ADX also started dropping. I think I hesitated a little bit too much at the moment. That's fine. Let's go to a different asset. There is no reason to rush things. If we can find, all we need to do is find some really good setups when we're trading. That will minimize our risk. Remember, taking more trades doesn't necessarily mean more profit. It usually means more mistakes. So keep that in mind when you're trading. Overtrading is a trap that a lot of people fall into. We had some hidden divergence here as well, right on the moving averages. Would have been a nice buy trade there. Very nice buy opportunity. Let's throw it in quick. We can see from that low there to that low there, this was clearly a higher low, but we had a lower low on the stochastic when this formed and then pushed upwards. At the same time, we can see how the RSI pushed just below the 50 line and pushed back upwards. Missed a nice trade there. Not a lot of nice movement at the moment. Usually this time of day, it gets a little bit tricky, at least for me. My strategies seem to, what's the word? Entries become slower at this time of day for me. So we can see that we tested this support level here. It's not a very strong support though, but the way this is coming up, let me just see what the 1 minute looks like. Oh, horrible. This is something you cannot trade. Let's start at the top of the list and see if we can find something on 1 minute. We've been looking at 5 minute charts now. Let's see if we can pick up something on the 1 minute chart as well. Okay, so we've got price rejecting of a support level here. Something like that. And something like that. More or less. So we can see that price is actually in a coordinate range here. Right. So I will consider taking a buy trade in this situation if my RSI can push through the 50 line. We are currently, the RSI is rejecting from the 50 line, telling me that bearish momentum is being maintained. So we still have bearish momentum on this. not ideal to take buy trades when we have bearish momentum. The stochastic as well, showing us we still have some bearish momentum. So there's a good chance we're going to break through this. That price can maybe break through support. We're going to have a look and see if that happens. Let's remove that. Add this, because it's going to take another minute or two to play out. If it does. Big spike on the ADX here. Big DI minus spike. ADX is busy climbing though. I don't like the fact that it's this high already. It's already 20. Although we are on a decent support level. I think it would be worth risking a buy trade on this if we do push up from here. If it keeps dropping, absolutely not. But if it does push up from here and my RSI breaks through 50, I will consider taking a buy trade. Very simple reason for this. We are on a decent support level. You can see that from this area here has been a fairly decent support level. Another thing that makes me want to take this trade is the fact that my stochastic is making a bullish upwards turn. We had this decent DI spike on the ADX. It doesn't look like it's going to push up though. No problem. Okay. Let's see what this is doing. Coming back to this asset AutoCAD. It's still struggling with this level. What does this 5 minutes look like? Hitting that resistance area there. And at the same time, we are hitting a support area. Conflicting information on the 1 minute and 5 minutes, so I'm just going to skip it. Not really seeing a lot of ADX spikes either, or rather the DI spikes. Not seeing many of them. This is stuck here. I'm going to remove this. Euro GBP is stuck in this area. It has been now for like basically the whole time that this stream has been running. This is some beautiful resistance being hit. Just have a quick look at the 5 minutes. Yeah. Beautiful resistance, but I am going to delay taking a trade on this for another while. Let's just see what happens when this candle closes. I want at least want a bearish crossover on the 5 minutes of the stochastic. I would like to see the DI minus on the ADX lift a bit. Look at all this green coming in right in the end of this, in the last few seconds of this candle. Yup. Okay, so we're going to probably see price test this again as well. Might break through, no idea. But the looks of it, I think we have bullish momentum on our side here. 5 minute chart, everything's bullish on the 5 minute chart. But I'm going to have to wait for this candle, current candle, to close above this area here. If it doesn't close above the zone, I'm not going to take a buy. It's in general, it's a bad idea to take buys just below resistance and take sells just above support. In general, it's not a good idea. Once the support gets broken or the resistance gets broken, then you can absolutely go with this buy. So we're going to give this candle, it's going to take 5 minutes for this to push through. We're going to take the leave this for a while. And look at that support level. See what the 1 minute looks like. Price is unable to decide where it wants to go at the moment. And unless I do have some bullish divergence on the stochastic though. We do have some bullish divergence, stochastic and RSI, but price is still stuck in this support zone. This could go either way. So what we're going to do is just wait a bit and see if it picks a direction. This looks like it's pushing through. Go to 1 minute. That's a good strong push. We're going to wait on for the close of the candle though. Because we're only halfway through the 5 minute candle at this point in time. If it, I've seen it push back all the way. So we're going to wait and see what happens. This also looks like it's going to reject. But again, in both these cases, I'm going to be taking 5 minute buys. So while we're waiting for the candle, we've got 2 minutes left. While we're waiting for this candle, let's see if we can see something else forming. This is actually looking pretty good. We have price making a higher high. So we actually have this channel here. We have kind of like a channel forming. Yep. Although the bottom is not, but this is a valid channel. I'm liking this because we are hitting a support area. We've got a few more minutes or a few more seconds to go, but if this does push back all the way, which it could, we're going to see the RSI push back upwards as well. And if not, I'm still going to wait until the next candle, because that still might happen. Okay, let's see what these two are doing. My RSI is not breaking through on AutoCAD. And this is coming down. Down all the way. In the last few seconds, let's look at 1 minute. Should be a big red candle. There we go. Massive red candle. There's the new 5 minute bar. There is no way I'm taking a trade on this. And this neither. when I do videos like this, I always hope that that the market will, or that the charts at least will just work with me just a little bit. I tend to try to rush too much, just so I can get some example trades, which is actually not the best idea there is. So this is what trading is like. Sometimes we get this looks good as well. Yep, this is looking like the best option so far. So sometimes we get a ton of entries, and sometimes market just doesn't play along. So we have some hidden bearish divergence busy forming. It hasn't formed yet. So as long as price now stays below this level here, we have hidden bearish divergence, which is a sell signal. So the fact that that price is struggling with this moving average, and the fact that the RSI is basically on the 50 line, it did push its head through a little bit, but it flatlined. We do have some time left on this 5-minute candle, but there is a decent chance that we're going to see this candle come down before the close. Let's see what the 1 minute looks like. Yeah. What's likely going to happen is we're going to see price test the 200 moving average and then turn downwards over the next 2 or 3 minutes. This should play out by the time the 5-minute candle closes. Should. So you would have heard me say quite often in my videos that you cannot predict what the market will do. And I stand by that. But that's not what I'm trying to do. I am trying to identify areas where I could possibly get entries. The reason I do this is so that I'm not caught off guard. If I actually do get an entry, I've got enough time to figure out, it looks like this might bounce as well. That leaves me enough time to plan my trade and execute it. But I do not take entries based on something I think will happen. And that's where the small difference lies. Never take entries because you think something is going to happen. This is going to be a buy trade for us. This should be a decent buy trade. So what I'm going to do is wait for the 5-minute candle to close, and I'm just going to do a 5-minute buy on this. That is, if it stays up. That's the plan. So for now, this candle needs to stay up. If we do drop downwards, obviously this entry will be voided. But if it stays up, we can definitely consider taking an entry. We have price coming down to test basically all three. This convergence of the 3 moving averages, and it's rejecting. It is busy rejecting. At the same time, we have hidden bullish divergence forming on the stochastic. We do need the crossover to confirm, but we have the RSI as well pushing back. It just dipped below the 50 line, and if this pushes back up as well, we have a few seconds left. I'm going to go with the 5-minute trade. Oh, 5-minute trade, wrong direction. We're going to go with the 5-minute trade, yeah. It looks like this is staying up. So the 5-minute candle is becoming a green candle with a long wick at the bottom. And we should be able to take a buy here. Just going to wait for the close of this candle. DI started dropping below the ADX as well, DI minus, which is good. We have that faint little divergence on the ADX as well. Yeah, I'm going to go with this. I'm sorry, on the stochastic. Faint little divergence on the stochastic as well. And this 5-minute trade candle should be, yeah, very, very nice rejection candle. 5-minute buy, we're just going to sit in this. Curious to see what the other charts we were looking at were doing. Not a lot of momentum there. This is properly rejecting. my RSI is still below the 15 line. I'm still not liking this because we are in a range. And this ended up not forming the divergence at all. Okay. Now let's start off top of the list and see what's happening. Broke above that level. We'll scan the 5-minute charts again, and then we'll scan the 1-minute charts as well. This has dipped all the way. It's pushing back though. Let's have a look at the 1-minute charts quick. So it looks like this RSI is rejecting here, but it's quite some distance from any moving average. I don't like taking these trades when they're not close to a moving average. For me, the closer they are, the better. And this is busy turning upwards. We are technically still in a downwards move. We haven't cleared this. I'm not going to be taking buys on an RSI like this just above the... or while we are basically still, we haven't really made a new high. We're still making lower lows, and these two highs are we still making lower highs, and these two highs are basically the same as this last one. So I'm not going to risk a trade on this. It could give us an entry. Let's see if this rejects. If this does, I'm just going to go with the 2-minute, 3-minute buy. I sell. Let's add that quick. So I want to jump back to this, see how this is doing on the 1 minute. I still have 1:25 left on this candle. 5-minute candle. Let's go with the sell there. 3-minute sell. We did reject off the moving average. After we broke, it did a retest. After we broke, it retested the moving averages, which was resistance. It's coming back down. We have the RSI failing at the 50 line. So 3-minute sell here should be good. Market is definitely not playing along with me today. Okay, so not ideal entries. This happens. I do get some losing streaks as well. We have the on on this we had the DI minus dropping, we had the RSI failing to break through the 50 line. We also had a little bit of bearish, hidden bearish divergence on the stochastic. Stochastic did make a bearish turnover, price rejected from the moving averages, and still this trade is being stubborn. It happens, and it can become very frustrating when you are trading, especially if it's late in the day for you. Sometimes this just becomes really, really frustrating. But that's what the market does to us sometimes. Let's see how this is going to close. We've got a minute left on this. But this is basically how my trading day goes. I'm just going through assets when I'm trading. When I sit down and I'm trading, I just go through a bunch of assets for a while, take a break, come back and just carry on. You guys will see there's some hidden indicators here on the side. These are part of different strategies as well. Today, I just wanted to focus on the indicators that we discussed in the live streams, in the previous 5 live streams. So this is how it goes, and it's a numbers game. At the end of the day, it's a numbers game. Didn't go too well during this session though, which is very unfortunate. But you also need to watch out, because I've got that I'm trying to figure out to just come up with the correct terminology. I want to show a bunch of successful trades. I really want to show you guys how this works, how I and showing a bunch of showing trades that goes wrong isn't ideal when you're doing a video like this. So I've got this drive to do well, which puts a lot of pressure on you when you are doing this, doing it in this way. So there's stuff you need to watch on yourself as well. It does happen. Okay, so yeah, I think that's it for today. This will at least give you an idea of how often I do trades and what it's like if you're using a couple of strategies, waiting for divergence. Even on 1 minute charts, for example, if you're just using divergence as a strategy, which is perfectly fine, you're still going to be waiting. Even if you're going through a bunch of assets, you're still going to wait for there's still going to be a time lapse. You're not going to be taking trades every 1 or 2 minutes. And that's one of the most important things. I think that a lot of people, especially new traders, have a misconception of. There's so much content out there that shows people taking trades every 2 minutes and making a lot of money, and reality is not like that. That's not how it works. You need to take your time. You need to wait for some decent entries. Whatever strategy you're using, you need to wait for some good entries. Take your time. Have the discipline to wait for for decent trades. And that's the only way to get consistent and to build that discipline. Okay, anyway, so thank you for tuning in. I'll see you guys next week, where we will be discussing some other indicators that I use in my daily trading, and we'll carry on with the series of discussing what all the different indicators does and how you can use them and combine them with other indicators. But for now, that's it. Have a great day, and I'll see you all next week.